What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bullshot Darts. So having goals is a great way to improve anything in your life, but in this one I'm going to specifically go over how it can help your darts. Now this might sound simple, writing goals and stuff, but there's actually a lot that goes into writing a good goal, and a poorly written goal isn't going to help you at all. So in this one, guys, I'm going to go over some things that you need to know to write a well-written goal, and I'm also going to go over some examples of goals that you can use to start improving your darts. But first, guys, if you're new and looking to get better at darts, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop this video a thumbs up, and check out that darts improvement playlist, and also go check out bullshotdarts.com where you can go pick up some Bullshot apparel. All right, guys, so before I get into how to write a goal, we need to talk about sticking to your goals. So having a well-written goal is gonna, help you stick to that goal. But another thing that'll help you stick to this goal is to write it down and put it somewhere that you will see it. If you just think of a goal inside of your head, it's just kind of in your head. You might forget about it and you don't see it, so you're not reminded that you have this goal. So I always recommend writing these goals down, putting them somewhere where you're going to see them. So if these are going to be darts related goals, having it set up by your dartboard is a great place to have these goals written. Because anytime you pick up your darts, you're going to see these goals and you're going to be reminded, okay, this is what I'm working towards. So to make sure that you're sticking to your goals, writing them down will be very helpful with doing that. So let's get into how to write a goal. So you guys might have heard of this, of SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T. So each letter has a way to help write the goals. So that's what I'm going to go over in this one. So let's get started with the first, and that is the S, and the S stands for specific. So your goals have to be specific. I think we all have goals of, I want to score better, I want to hit my doubles better, I want to practice more. Now those are all great things, but that's not specific for a goal. So instead of just saying, I want to score better, tell yourself, I want to hit 5 180s, or I want to hit 5 140s, or I want to hit 5 ton plus shots. Depending on your skill level, those goals are going to be different, or the specificity of those are going to be different, but it all falls under that umbrella of I want to score better. Just they're more specific, thus making it, a goal that you can actually work towards. So you have to make sure that you are being very specific with your goals. So instead of I want to practice more, you can make it specific. I want to practice 2 hours a week. I want to practice at least 10 minutes a day. Whatever it might be. I'll talk more about that when I start giving examples, but I want to make sure to run through this SMART stuff real quick. So let's move on to the M, which stands for measurable. You have to make sure your goals are measurable. So going back to what I said with the specific, I want to practice more is not a measurable goal. I want to score better is not a measurable goal. But if you tell yourself, I want to hit 5 180s in my 30-minute practice session, that's a goal. Or I am not going to stop this practice session until I hit 5 180s. That is measurable. So you have to make sure that there's a measurable component to your goal. All right, next we got the A, and the A stands for attainable. So this one is extremely important because so many people make goals that are out of reach, and that makes it so hard to stick to. So if you are not a very skilled dart player, telling yourself you're not going to end this practice session until you hit 10 180s, or I don't know, let's say you're very busy and you tell yourself, I'm going to practice 1 hour a day. These aren't necessarily attainable things. So if you make a goal like that that's not attainable, it's going to be very, I can't think of the word right now, but it's going to bring your confidence down, and you're not going to work towards it as hard because it's just not attainable. Outside of darts, I see a lot of people do this when it comes to weight loss and stuff. Oh, I want to lose 20 pounds in a month. And it's that's not really attainable. So, you might lose a couple pounds and then you realize you're not going to lose that 20, and then you just give up. So it's kind of the same thing with darts. If you're not making attainable goals, the second you realize it's not attainable, that actually could hurt you more than anything. So make sure that these goals are attainable. So I guess I already gave some examples, but yeah, I'm not gonna make a hour practice session for me and tell myself, okay, I want to hit 50 180s. Not attainable. Not for me, at least. All right, so A, S, M, A. The next is R. I honestly think that they threw this R in there so they can make it SMART goals instead of SMAT goals, because the R stands for relevant. Now, if you're not making goals that are relevant to you, I mean, it just makes no sense. But so just make sure that these goals are relevant. If you are wanting to make goals about getting better at darts, you're not going to make a goal about, I don't know, like, I can't even think of anything right now. It's got to be relevant to what you're working for. Once again, I feel like they just kind of threw this in there just so they could make it SMART goal, but make it relevant. If you want to work on your scoring, you're not going to make a goal about going to more tournaments. It's not relevant to the goal. If your goal is to score better, your goal has to be relevant to that. I hope that makes sense. I would have rather just skip the R. So the R is relevant, and the T here, the T stands for time. So you have to make sure that you have a time component to your goal. So this kind of goes along with the M of making it measurable. If you don't have a time component to it, it's hard to make it measurable because then there's really nothing to measure there. So for example, let's just say practice session. I want to practice 2 hours a week for this month. Okay, you have a timetable there. So let's say, well, it's February, near the end of February. So let's just move into March. I want to practice 2 hours a week in the month of March. So that gives you a timetable, 2 hours every week for the month of March. So you need to make sure that there's a time component to it, because that is going to help make it, measurable and, attainable. So let's go over some examples here. I know I already went over a couple examples, but in my opinion, there's going to be 4 different things that you're going to want to make goals about. 1 is going to be scoring, 2 is going to be your finishing, 3 is going to be your practice time, and then 4 will be how often you're going out and throwing darts. So let's talk about some goals that you can make under these 4 categories. So let's talk about scoring. I feel like I've been talking about scoring this whole video. So if you want to score better, tell yourself a goal. I want to hit 5 180s in this practice session today. Or I will hit 5 180s every practice session. Because that is giving you something to work towards. It's a scoring better goal, but there's more to it than just, I want to score better. Based on your skill level, like I said, 5 ton plus finishes, or not finishes, we didn't get the finishes yet. 5 ton plus hits, 5 ton 40 plus hits. Just don't tell yourself you want to score better. You have to give, the SMART goals. I guess that's it for scoring. Finishing. I want to take out finishes 60 through 70 in my practice session today. I will not stop my practice session until I take out every out between 60 and 70. Or I will not finish this practice session until I hit 5 ton plus finishes. Or you can even make these more lengthy goals for like the week. I want to take out every out between 2 and 100 this week. Okay, so that puts that time component on there, whether it's the 1 practice session or a week's worth of practice. So it'll just give you those different outs. I want to take out I want to go out on every double this week. So I want to have an out on double 1, double 2, double 3, and kind of like an around the clock kind of way. But so make outs on your finishing, because that'll help with your doubles. That's kind of where I'm at right now. As I've talked about before, I've been struggling on my single dart out. So I've been making goals for myself on my single dart finishing. I will approach the line with 40 left. Okay, I want to take this out 5 times. And then once I take it out 5 times, I'm going to move on to 36. Once I take 36 out 5 times, I'm going to take out 32 5 times. So then I work my way around that way with my doubles. Next is practice sessions. Now this, I feel like some people get a little out of hand with their practice expectations, and I feel like this happens when we make daily practice goals. I've made this mistake in the past. I told myself I'm going to practice 30 minutes every single day, but that's not necessarily always going to happen. You know, we got life happens. You know, we get busy and we might not be able to fit that 30 minutes in a day. So instead of doing daily practice time, I would go with weekly practice time. So if you want 30 minutes a day, that comes out to 3.5 hours for the week. So I would recommend saying I want to practice 3.5 hours this week, as opposed to I want to practice 30 minutes every single day. It just helps with that attainability component, because daily goals can be harder than goals that, you know, you're working towards at least a week, because you have more days to catch up on certain things. So make goals on your practice time, and I suggest doing it weekly. Maybe I want to practice, you know, maybe 1 hour a week. Maybe that's where you're at in your darts journey. So it all just kind of depends. Or as far as just picking up your darts every single day, this is a goal I have for myself, that I will pick up my darts every single day at least once. There's some days I only pick up my darts one time. I'll stand at the board, throw 3 darts, and that's it for the day. Now, of course, that doesn't happen too often, because usually I throw like at least 10 minutes a day, but it's just something to help me pick up my darts. I'm gonna pick up my darts every single day. All right, last part here was going out and playing. I talk about how important it is to go out and play. So there's blind draws everywhere, or maybe there's just a local bar you can go throw. Maybe you have some friends you can go throw with, but I recommend making goals on going out and throwing. And once again, I would not make this a weekly thing, because there's only so many times you can go out a week and throw darts. I would make this a monthly thing. So I am going to go out and throw at least 1 blind draw a month. I am going to go out and shoot darts with my friends at least once a month. Or I'm going to go out, I don't have any friends, so usually when I go out by myself, and I'll play against the Dart Connect. But it's still important to get out and play, because it's getting you into different environments other than just throwing at your home. So even if I'm just going to my local bar with my Dart Connect, it's still so much more valuable than just throwing at home, because I'm wearing normal clothes, I'm out in a public setting, I can hear people talking, I hear music, and that's what darts tournaments are like. So it mimics more of a darts tournament as opposed to just throwing at home. All right, guys, let's get one more throw here. I didn't think this video was going to be this long. I'm upset because my last try that I recorded this video, my first throw was a 180, but then I messed up what I was saying, and then I had to scrap that video. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. So goals are extremely important. Make sure you follow the SMART. Try using some of the examples I gave, and I promise you, if you implement these goals into your darts game, your darts are going to go way up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Click one of the videos that has popped up over here, bullshotdarts.com, for some Bullshot apparel. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one, and shoot well.